What up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Nine-Switch Sports Show. I'm your host, MoneyE, back with another edition of the MLB Weekend Recap and Power Ranking 15. But before that, there was a big trade that happened about 24 hours ago. The news dropped about 5-10 minutes before opening pitch between the San Francisco Giants, which the trade involved the Giants and the Los Angeles Dodgers on Sunday Night Baseball. The news broke about 5-10 minutes before opening pitch. In fact, I got notification. I was in the car just getting home, and I got a notification that Rafael Devers got traded. Yeah, for a second, I thought, where did he get traded to? Because I couldn't see the whole notification. It was on my phone. I only saw it from my phone from the bar. So I was thinking to myself, he get traded. Oh, I don't even know where I thought he would getting traded, but I didn't say San Francisco. San Francisco didn't pop into my head, but for a second I thought maybe the Phillies, just because as a fan and because that's the kind of trade that probably the Phillies could have made, but I didn't really think it was the Phillies, but I didn't think it was San Francisco. I thought it was like maybe Dodgers. I don't know why. Immediately I thought it was Dodgers because they do need a third baseman, and Dodgers kind of move. So I didn't think San Francisco. I immediately probably thought the Dodgers. That's the first team I thought. Maybe the Mets too, but the Dodgers. But yeah, Rafael Devers gets traded to the San Francisco Giants for Jordan Hicks. Let me see. I'm gonna look this up. Jordan Hicks, Harrison, and I think two prospects and somebody else. I'm gonna look this up. Rafael Devers. Yeah, it was a wild day. It was a wild trade. Unexpected. Everybody. It was an unexpected trade because Devers played that day. Played against the Yankees all weekend. There was no indication he was going to get traded. At least not yet. At least not yesterday. He had some trouble. I mean, there was some not bad blood, but there's some bad. There wasn't relationship between the front office and Rafi a couple weeks ago or a month ago. He refused to move to first base after they lost Tristan, their first baseman for the season. They wanted him to move to first base after they wanted him to move to DH after they signed Alex Bregman. So they asked him to move to first base. He refused. So yeah. So now all of a sudden, Rafael Devers is telling the Giants he's willing to play first base if it helps the team. But yeah, he didn't want to move. He didn't want to move to first base with the Red Sox. He's doing this in despite of the Red Sox. I guess he hated the front office. The front office hated him. Not hated him, but there was some bad. I would say there was bad blood between the two. So him saying that he would move to first base, I think is one. I think he's trying not to ruffle any feathers with the Giants front office before he even plays. So, and two, I think he wanted out of Boston, so him refusing not to play first base was him saying, I don't want to play here. So he wanted out of Boston. I don't think it was so much he didn't want to play first base. I think he just wanted out of Boston. So by him saying not that play first base, it's his way of trying to get out of Boston. But I think it also he's trying to stay face and trying to not ruffle any feathers with the Giants front office, as I said. and him refusing to play first base for the Giants, it's going to cause some um, feathers, ruffle some feathers. So, and plus, he's heard it all. He knows, um, he knows, he left Boston on bad terms, not willing to play first base. So now he has to say yes because now he's trying to save face. He's trying to be the good guy and be a good teammate. He doesn't want to look like a bad teammate by not refusing to play first base, but he already did in Boston. So he's trying to save face and trying to reclaim his, um, trying to get some respect back for not refusing to play first base. So now he's saying he's going to play first. He's going to play first base if they ask him to, which is interesting to say the least. Because, as I said, he was unwilling to play first base. So he's trying to save face. The only reason he's saying this is because what happened in Boston. So I'm willing to play anywhere, including first base. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think he just wanted out of Boston. So by him saying anything to get out of Boston. So I'm trying to find where the details of the trade was. So Boston gets Jordan Hicks. What else did they get? Here's a complete trade, I think. Let me look for this because I can't read that. I know Jordan Hicks went there, and then Harrison. I'm trying. I forgot his first name. Here's the trade. So Rafael Devers goes to San Francisco. San Francisco is going to pay all of his remaining money, which he signed as a contract extension 2 years ago, less than 2 years ago. It's worth $313.5 million, I think. So they're going to pay that, and they're paying Willie Adames. He's not having a good year right now. So it's hold on. I want to highlight this. Jordan Hicks, Kyle Harrison, James Thomas, and Jose Bello. So, and I think James Top is a top 5 prospect. I think he's a top 5 prospect in the San Francisco system. Let me see if it's updated where he is now for Boston Red Sox. No. Teams, Red Sox. I wonder if this is updated with James. James Thomas is now in top 6 prospect for the Red Sox. And the other guy. So I'm assuming he was the top 5 prospect for the Red Sox, for the Giants. And the other guy, I don't see the other guy here. But now, yeah. So now he's top. Now they get a top 5 prospect from the Giants and Jose Bello. So yeah, that's the trade. What do I think of the trade? I mean, as a Red Sox fan, because Red Sox are my second team. They are my American League team. I make no bones about it. Hey, I was shocked. I was shocked when the news broke and that notification came on my phone. Hey, good riddance. Bye. Now they can build around the young guys. Ramon Anthony. You can build around these guys. Ramon Anthony. Meyer. Um, that's the future. And then Tristan when he comes back next year. That's the future of the Red Sox, and it's open. Now they have money. I mean, not that there was salary cap, but this now that they're not paying Rafael, they can spend big this offseason and go after Kyle Tucker, make him the right fielder for the next 10 years for the Red Sox if they want. His former manager Alex Cora is there, so and his former teammate Alex Bregman's there, so I don't know what his relationship with those two are. I'm sure he's friends with Bregman. They won 2 championships together, so and yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Red Sox. They've been disappointing. They've been up and down. They just swept the Yankees. They swept the Yankees and they traded their best player. They traded their franchise player. And he hits a home run. He hit a home run yesterday, and then hours later he gets traded. They win 2-0. Hours later he gets traded. Say thanks. Thanks for hitting a home run. And it was his last game in Fenway. Not knowing that it was his last game at Fenway, he hit his last home run as a Red Sox yesterday against the Yankees. So it's fitting that he hit his last home run at Fenway against the Yankees, not knowing that he would get traded just hours later, like 2 hours later, because the game ended probably 4 o'clock, and he gets traded less than 3 hours later, officially, because the news broke probably about 6:50, 6:55 ish, about 5-10 minutes before first pitch of the Dodgers and Giants game on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. So yeah, well that's it for that trade. It was big news that came down about 24 hours ago. Rafael Devers' first big trade of the season, and the trade deadline is about over a month, a little more than a month, probably 40 days left, 45 days. I would say about 40, 45 days, I think, because in the deadline, yeah, I would say about 45 days, 44, 45 days till the deadline. We're going to see what happens. Maybe is this the start of early trades, or teams going to go after, or teams going to make trades early? There's a lot of teams in contention because there's a lot of teams that have been up and down. Besides the Rockies, and besides other Marlins and all the other teams, teams have been up and down this season. I think the two most consistent teams this year have been the Cubs and Tigers. Especially Tigers. I think they've been the most consistent team. Cubs too, but you have the Dodgers, who's been up and down themselves. The Phillies, the Mets, who just got swept by the Rays. Yankees, just got swept by the Yankees. Yankees got swept by the Yankees. Yankees got swept by the Red Sox after losing 2 out of 3 to the Red Sox last week. They're 1-5 against the Red Sox the last 2 weeks. So the Yankees have been up and down. The Phillies have been up and down. They have good 2 weeks and bad 2 weeks, good 2 weeks. Same thing with the Red Sox. Same thing with the Yankees, Dodgers, the Padres, Diamondbacks, Brewers, Cardinals. Cardinals were steady, and then they fall off this week, losing 6 straight games, and all of a sudden they're back in fourth place. The Reds, they've been up and down. 1 week they're losing 4 in a row. Another week they're winning 5 in a row. I think this week they won like 4 in a row. They're back in third place. They're back. Twins, the Guardians. That division is weird too. The Mariners, they've been up and down. They've been so up and down. Orioles have all of a sudden caught fire, but they're still in last place. The Red Sox have been up and down. The Blue Jays, who just got swept by the Phillies, they were red hot before the Phillies series because they beat them 2 out of 3 last week. All of a sudden they get swept. So this season has been up and down for a lot of teams. I keep telling Phillies fans that this is not just us. A lot of teams have been up and down. A roller coaster ride for sure for almost all the teams that are in playoff contention. Even those Mets. All of a sudden now we're 2.5 games out. We were 5.5 before the weekend. Now 2.5. It's crazy. And then we play the Mets this week, so it's a crazy time in baseball. It's been a crazy season. It's going to be an intriguing trade deadline, I think. I can't wait for it. Now let's go over let's go over some of the recap. Let's recap as I said, the Blue Jays get swept by the Phillies. I think there was only one close game. The Pirates and Cubs. Pirates took the first game and then lost the next 2. Marlins and Nationals. I think the Nationals swept. Not sure. Let's see. No, I don't think the Marlins had swept. Let me see. The Marlins. Wow, the Marlins swept the Nationals. There you go. The Marlins swept the Nationals. The Tigers lost 2 out of 3 to the Reds. See what I'm saying? The Reds going to Detroit and take 2 out of 3. The Rays going to New York and sweep the Mets. The Mets lose their second series at home this season. The Orioles and Angels. I think the Angels took 2 out of 3. No, the Orioles swept the Angels. The Rangers. The Rangers swept the White Sox. Atlanta won 2 out of 3 from the Rockies. Hold on. The Royals got swept by the A's. The Diamondbacks took 2 out of 3 from the Padres. The Mariners swept the Guardians. The Rockies lost 2 out of 3 to the Braves, as I said. The Reds took 2 out of 3 from the Reds. The Rays swept the Mets. The Red Sox swept the Yankees. The Brewers Brewers. Brewers won 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals. Astros. The Astros swept the Twins, I think. I mean, the Astros have been killing it. But yeah, that's a weekend recap right there. So, Dodgers took 2 out of 3 from San Francisco. As I said, the Mariners swept the Guardians, which is surprising because the Mariners suck at home. Now all of a sudden the Mariners are starting to get hot again. D-backs took 2 out of 3 from the Padres. So all of a sudden the Padres are cold again. It's been a weird week, weird season. And now let's look at the series that start today. So some of the series that start today, Phillies and Marlins start a 4-game series. The Rockies and Nationals start a 3-game series. I want to say Nationals and Rockies start a 4-game series. Yankees and Angels at the 4-game series. Wow, yeah, Yankees and so all the games, a lot of the series that start today are 4-game series. Dodgers and Padres start a 4-game series, which Otani is coming back, pitching for the first time since 2023, I believe. I think mid 2023. He didn't pitch all last year because he had Tommy John, but the Red Sox and I think Mariners. No, Red Sox and Mariners only is 3-game series. So that's one of the only ones that actually are not a 4-game series this week. Let's start today. Yeah, so the series that start today are 4-game series besides the Red Sox and Mariners. The Phillies is 4-game. Phillies Marlins is a 4-game series. The Orioles Rays is a 4-game series. Padres Dodgers is a 4-game series. Angels Yankees 4-game series. Rockies Nationals 4-game series, and Astros and Athletics are 4-game series. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 series that start today, and 6 of the 7 are 4-game series. And then the series that start tomorrow are Cardinals and White Sox, Royals and Rangers, Pirates and Tigers, Blue Jays and Diamondbacks, Twins and Reds, Mets and Braves. Mets have a huge week. They played Atlanta and come to Philadelphia. Played the Phillies for the weekend series. Guardians and San Francisco start the series. I think Rafael Devers will probably play tomorrow. Brewers and Cubs start a series. So yeah, some interesting series this week. And then this weekend, got the big one, the Phillies and Mets. Probably the big weekend series, biggest one of the weekend. Look at this. The Red Sox and Giants play each other this weekend. Rafael Devers gets to play his old team right away. Not right away, but he gets to play them. Not even, what, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Not 4 days after he gets traded, he gets to play the Red Sox. Boy, oh boy, he gets to play the Red Sox right after the series against Isn't that funny? That he gets to play the Red Sox a series after his first series as a Giant. He gets to play the Red Sox. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be a watch. I'm gonna be watching that series. Rafael Devers playing his own team a series after he gets traded. 4 days after he gets traded, he was on the plane going to Seattle for this trip and they of course they're going to play San Francisco, but and then he gets word, he gets taken off the plane, gets word he gets traded to San Francisco, and now he gets to play them 4 days later. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be really interesting. Um, I wonder if Kyle Harrison's going to start one of those games. Maybe. White Sox, Blue Jays this weekend, Pirates and Rangers, Royals and Padres, Mariners and Cubs, Tigers and Rays, Braves and Marlins. So the Phillies and Braves switch opponents. The Phillies play the Mets, the Braves play the Marlins, the Reds play the Cardinals, the Brewers play the Twins, D-backs and Rockies, Guardians and Athletics, and Astros and Angels, and Nats and Dodgers. That's the weekend series coming up. Should be interesting. Now let's get to the power rankings 15. Coming at number 15 this week is the Cleveland Guardians. Number 15 this week. Number 3, I want to say. Yep, 3-3. Guardians went 1-4 this week. 35-34 in the season. They were number 14 last week. They are number 15 this week. 14, they were number 9 last week. The St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis Cardinals come at number 14. They fell apart this week, 1-6 this week, 37-35 on the season. Dropped 5 spots. Number 13, it's the Milwaukee Brewers. Move up spots, 4-3 this week, 39-34 in the season. They were number 14 last week. Move up 1 spot. Number 12, Minnesota Twins. Moved down 1 spot, 1-5 this week, 36-35 in the season. Starting to get back to where everybody thought they would be. They had their run. Now they're back to being the team that everybody thought they would be. An average team. Coming number 11, the Tampa Bay Rays had a good, solid week. 3-2, only 5 games this week. 39-32 in the season. Move up 4 spots because the other teams were better than the other teams, so they deserve to be number 11. 3-2, they've been playing well. Swept the Mets, swept the first place Mets. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I moved them up too. They swept the first place team, the Mets. Probably just at the time the first best team in the division, best team in the National League, record wise. They come in number 11. Number 10 is the Toronto Blue Jays. Stay at number 10. 3-3 this week. Swept by the Phillies, but they swept. I forgot who they swept, but they swept somebody. Come at number 9. Number 9, the San Diego Padres. As I said before, they have an up and down season. Hot 1 week, cold next week. So yeah, they've been like the Phillies, up and down. Speaking of the Phillies, number 8 is the Philadelphia Phillies. 5-1 this week. Swept the Blue Jays at home. 5-1 homestand against Cubs. First place Cubs. 3-2. Took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs again. They're 4-2 against the Cubs this year. Took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. Swept the Blue Jays, so they got payback for losing to them last week in Toronto. The number 8 are the Philadelphia Phillies. At number 7, the San Francisco Giants just made a big trade not 24 hours ago. Got Rafael Devers. So they come at they had a fairly decent week. They went 3-3 this week. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers, so you can't really blame them for that. Number 5, the New York Yankees. No, number 6 is the Yankees. Sorry. Yes, the Yankees got swept by the Red Sox. So yeah, I had to drop them to number 6, and they dropped about 2 spots. They dropped 2 spots for number 4. Now in the top 5. Number 5, the New York Mets. Right? No, the Houston Astros are at number 5. Houston Astros have been playing well. They've been playing solid ball for the last month. They've been moving up my rankings for the last month. They came back in the top 15 week 7. They've been moving up every week, at least 2 spots. They were starting at number 14, then 12, and then 9, and then 7, and now 5. Number 4, the New York Mets. Number 4, the New York Mets. Those New York Mets got swept by the Rays. Had a bad weekend. They play the Braves starting tomorrow, and then the Phillies. So they have a big 6-game series this week. They can put the division out of hand. Not this early, but they can further themselves if they can take both series. But we'll see. At number 3 are the Los Angeles Dodgers, coming back at number 3. 4-2 week, 2 out of 3 from the Giants. Playing good ball. Ohtani's coming back on the pitching tonight, so we'll see what happens there. Coming in at number 2, the Detroit Tigers moved back to number 2, moving down 1 spot. The Dodgers moved up from number 5, so and the Mets moved down from number 3. The number 2, Detroit Tigers went 3-3 this week. So, they had a bad weekend, so they dropped to number 2. The number 1, the Cubs reclaimed the number 1 spot after a week at number 2. So it seems like I've been going back and forth with the Cubs and Detroit the last couple weeks. They've been the two most consistent teams. I think those are the 2 best teams in baseball right now, with the Cubs and the Tigers. So, number 1 is the Chicago Cubs. 4-2 this week. They are 45-28 on the season. I think they're the best team in the National League. Detroit's the best team in baseball. They're 2 most consistent teams right now. And in my opinion, those are the 2 best teams in baseball. And I think that's it. I don't have anything else. I'll be back maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, talk about NBA and NHL Finals, NBA Finals, Game 5 tonight, and NHL Finals, Cup Finals tomorrow. Panthers look to close it out and win their 2nd straight title. And maybe I'll do it tomorrow before that game. But go Pacers. Hope they win, but I don't know. I think they blew it in Game 4. They had a chance to go up 3-1, but they blew it. So, I don't know. We'll see. For everybody, have a good night, everybody. And possibly see you tomorrow night.